Good morning, world. You're tuned into Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. I am Dominique Blake, the voice of NWA. We have an amazing show lined up for our listeners and viewers today. You could be tuned into any other station, so I thank you and love you for being here with us on Morning Kiss. We have a special guest in the studios, but before I get to him, I want to say thank you and shout out to my producer, Mr. Noel Sosa. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for putting an amazing show together as usual. So guys, we have a special guest in the Kiss 105.3 studios this morning, Mr. Steve Conley. You of a football Razorback royalty, and I can say basketball. I just found out that he did all of the sports. Former NFL player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you're actually a linebacker,
yes,
right? And I gotta add for the Indianapolis Colts as well.
Yes,
so I will not leave that off your resume. And now owner and founder of Conley Fitness right here in NWA. So round of applause for that, right? Another black-owned business, another successful entrepreneur that we get to look to in the community and, you know, just be so proud of and extremely excited because we get to walk through those doors and see your team and all the amazing things that you do. So before we get into the rest of the show, we have to let our listeners and viewers know you can tune in right here each and every Monday to listen live, both on Kiss 105.3 FM, the PPBC Stream app, and of course on our YouTube channel, Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. You can stay updated by subscribing to the channel. Of course, give us a like and share so we can spread the morning kisses. So attention, all broadcasting, communication, marketing, and photography and media students. The Kiss 105.3 station and Morning Kiss show are giving you the opportunity to score an internship position with the #1 radio station and morning show in NWA. So if you've been waiting for an opportunity like this, the time is now. Please slide into our DMs on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Dom Blake and let us get you started. Today's show is brought to you by Rejuvenated Med Spa and Diamond Training. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about Steve's history in sports and his new business venture. Thank you guys for tuning into Morning Kiss. So Noel, I got to find out, how are you doing? What's going on in the community? You know, you're my go-to guy to find out what's happening here at NWA.
Well, you know what? One thing I do want to highlight, something that we were excited about, and we were able to do it here recently. We connected with our friends over at PepsiCo. We gave out 2,000 meals to those in need, working with the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank, and really helped a lot of people this holiday season ensure that they had another meal on their table for themselves and their family. So again, big shout out to PepsiCo for making that happen.
Yeah, listen, that's amazing. I think in 2020, we need more love. We need more sharing and caring and just reaching out to people to just love on them. You know, that's very, very important. So that's super dope. I want you to, is there anything coming up? I know we have 2021 coming up, but is there anything happening before 2021 that, you know, the people need to know about here locally?
Hey, listen, there's always something in the works. Hopefully we'll be able to make some announcements here pretty soon. But, you know,
don't make any premature announcements. You're right.
You know, I'm looking forward to getting out of this 2020 into 2021, hopefully with some renewed energy and to, you know, let's try to not roll snake eyes this coming year.
Right. I saw a meme this morning that said, you think 2020 was bad? Wait till it turns 21 and starts drinking. I was like, oh, my God.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh my God. Anywho, all right. So, you know, for me, I'm just super excited to jump into the new year. I think you guys know that my mind, my spirit, I live in a very futuristic place. So I've been anticipating 2021 and beyond. So I'm really excited for all the upcoming things that we have to look forward to. So bring on the new year. All right. Steve, we are gonna talk to you. Just listen, I want you to take it from the beginning. I want you to just explain where you're from, who you are. We want to figure out who you are, how you became this great human being. And, you know, we'll start from there and fast forward and kind of bring it back to or bring it up to speed what's going on now. So
from Chicago, Illinois, originally born and raised. I would like to start off with the question you asked, what made me a great human being? I can't go even further without talking about my parents,
yes,
Alex and Aurora Conley, who's been married for 62 years.
Ooh. Woo! Goals. Round of applause.
They're making it hard for me. But but at the same time, as far as what made me a great person, it's by far my upbringing with my parents. They did a great job raising my older sister Sabrina and my brother Mike, which I'm sure we'll talk a lot about, and giving us our foundation and all that we want to do right now in life. And getting here to Arkansas is, I can honestly say I was basically following my brother's footsteps. And it was actually some big footsteps to follow, because in Chicago, I made a name for myself because, like you stated earlier in the show, I did play 3 sports, track, basketball, and football. And I got recruited by Division I D1 schools.
You roll over that so smoothly, like it's just easy.
It's not,
you guys know how challenging that is. So say that again.
I got recruited in all 3 sports by Division I schools.
Wow.
And it was even harder now. I think the rules have changed a little bit because, when I was coming up, you only can visit 5 schools.
Yep.
No matter what the sports. It wasn't like I could do 5 for track, 5 for basketball, and 5 for football. So that made it hard determining what sport I wanted to play. And I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I loved basketball. I knew I was real good at football. And I was following more so my brother in track. Mm-hmm. And I had a lot of more offers in track, actually. So I was really confused at where I wanted to go.
What a great problem to have. Do we feel sorry for him? We don't feel sorry for him. So what was your event in track? I'm biased. Obviously, I'm a track and field athlete. So what was your event in track?
Long jump and triple jump.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bob Kersey, one of the great.
Shout out to Bob Kersey, the GOAT.
He said, man, if I had you, I would have made you a 400-meter hurdler.
Yes.
And thinking back on it, that's exactly what I probably should have did, because I was an average jumper at best as it compares to the collegiate standpoint. I was average at best. I was too big to be a jumper. But from a hurdler standpoint, my vertical was out the roof. I had real good, decent speed. I started thinking about it. I was like,
it would be so easy.
Yeah. And then I became friends. This is after the fact with Quincy Watts, another great Olympian. I was like, man, this hurdling thing, I should have looked at that just a little bit more. But it turned out fine with me staying with football.
Yeah. So how tall are you?
6'5".
Oh, wow. Okay, so what you're really explaining to us is that we have a superhuman specimen here in the studios this morning, because everything that he's explained just does not happen, and it's so nonchalant, the way it's rolling off his tongue. I got recruited for 3 sports. I didn't know what I wanted to do, guys. I don't know. I just got here by accident. No, that is amazing. So listen, congratulations to you and all your success with the university. Obviously, it snowballed into something magnificent. So how did you get to the pros?
So I'm going to start from Arkansas, actually.
All right.
So this is kind of ignorance is bliss. The reason why I say it so easily, because I didn't know no better. Like, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to play 3 sports in college. I really didn't think. I really had the same mentality that I had in high school when I went to college. So when I came to the University of Arkansas, it was actually after turning down a scholarship I was going to go to University of Wisconsin to do football and track, and I turned it down. Coach Barry Alvarez did a great job of recruiting me as a football player. He told me I could be the next Al Toon. I didn't know who crap Al Toon was. I found out he was a professional wide receiver who played with the Jets, and I was like, man, I could be the next Al Toon. All right, that always stayed in the back of my head, that I can go pro. But I was loving basketball. I was actually becoming real good at it, and I liked track. And so, long story short, I turned him down because I didn't know what sport I wanted to play yet. So I went to Arkansas thinking I would run track and walk on basketball. And that's exactly what I did. So at Arkansas, I was a track runner, walked on the basketball team, made it. After I made the basketball team, and to your point, I'm not going to say this lightly, because this is when we had Oliver Miller, Lee Mayberry, Todd Day, coming off Final Fours. This was Nolan Richardson at his height. And I made that particular team. And even after making that team, what was in the back of my mind is I could be the next Al Toon. It wouldn't leave me. Yeah. So I ended up quitting the basketball team. Okay. And told Coach Richardson, I said, hey, I really feel like I want to try to give this football thing a go. And I walked on the football team that spring. Mind you, I'm giving up scholarships at this point.
What year are you?
A freshman.
Okay.
I'm giving up my scholarship. So I have full offers at major D1 schools, and I lose my scholarship because I can't do basketball on a track scholarship, nor can I do football from that standpoint. So my parents are going crazy. They're upsetting
Boy.
me, you know. So
lost
long
your
story
mind.
short, I go to spring. I'm so arrogant in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean that in a good way, not like in a conceited way. I go up to Coach Crow and I tell him, I say, hey, Coach Crow, you know, I got recruited by, you know, University of Wisconsin to play football. They said I could be the next Al Toon. I think you should just go ahead and give me a scholarship. I'm not exaggerating my words. Yeah. And that's before he chuckled. And like, mind you, I'm only 180 pounds. I'm not like I'm a big dude at this time.
But you're 6'5".
I'm 6'5".
Okay. There you go.
And he comes in, he said, all right, son, tell you what, you come out here for spring ball, we see what we can do. Long story short, I knocked spring out the box as a defensive end, not as a wide receiver, because I found out that you got to learn how to catch a ball real good to play wide receiver. They left that part out. But anyway, I ended up playing defensive end. Had a great spring, earned a scholarship that spring. He called me back in the office. He said, Steve, I'm not going to lie. I thought you were crazy when you came in my office.
Wow.
But I'm here to offer you a scholarship at the University of Arkansas to play football.
All right.
And that's what happened.
So, all right. You know, listen, so I want to then segue into your life as a NFL player, right? Because you've had success here as a Razorback and that's an amazing story. So you played from your freshman year to your senior year, right? Senior year happens. Obviously, you must have had a fantastic senior year. All right. So now we're in the NFL.
Yes.
How does that happen, and how's your experience there?
So in the NFL, it was a humbling experience actually, because going off of what you said, I had a great senior year. Led the nation in sacks that year for most tackles behind the line of scrimmage. I think I'm third all time at the University of Arkansas for sacks for a season, or tied for first actually. No, I'm tied for first, I think, with Wayne Martin for sacks for a season and third overall. Had the one of the best years a person in my position could have. Ended up getting drafted by the third round by Pittsburgh, which is one of my favorite teams growing up. You know, life couldn't
Shout
be
out
better.
to the Steelers.
You know, only thing that could have been better is if I would have got drafted by Chicago, just because that's where I'm from. But Pittsburgh is, you know, growing up a Steelers fan. I get to Pittsburgh, and I still got that same mentality I had when I sat in Coach Crow's office. Like, at this point, somebody forgot to tell me that now it's a job.
Right.
It may be a game, but it's a job,
right.
And you have to come with it and approach it as such. And I will say that, if you know now what you knew then, if you knew then what you know now, things would be a lot different. And my first year was like a lot of rookies, kind of slow. But my second year was actually pretty decent. I had a pretty decent second. But my third year there, that's when the business part kind of set in, and I didn't do the business part to capitalize on my God-given ability. And I'm willing to, and I tell all my athletes or people who desire to go that it's a business first. And I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. It's just a business mentality.
Absolutely.
It's just a mentality you need to have, because I was in shape. I was always on time.
Oh, yeah.
But the mentality of the job I didn't have.
Very different.
And if I would have had that, I think I would have played 10 years.
10 years.
I think I would have had a 10-year career if my mentality was different. It had nothing to do physically.
I will definitely agree with that. Even being in track, we ain't making football money. Right. Not by a long shot. However, if you are smart, especially in 2020, you absolutely can. You can come close, because now we have a lot of different factors that are added into the equation, like social media and more marketing. And so at the end of the day, what my agent or my coach would tell me is that you're an athlete, but you're there to put butts in the stands, and you're there to sell a shoe. That's what they care about. Mm-hmm. If your marketability sucks and you can't give an interview, nobody cares. Right? So at the end of the day, it's great that you have this ability, but you have to be able to marry the business mindset with the talent. All right. So I want to know, what inspired Conley's Fitness? Obviously, we know that you're an athlete, you're a former athlete, but what made you go really hard to bring this venture to life? Okay,
I'm going to go back to Arkansas, actually. I was blessed to have one of the best strength coaches known to man, God rest his soul, John Stuckey. Mind you, I told you I was 180 pounds when I went to the University of Arkansas. He transformed my body. Although it's not by like it was a lot of weight gain between the 4 years, but I went from 180 to 225. Now, mind you, for me and my frame, but the way 225 looked on me, it was incredible. I went from 225 running a 4.44, 42-inch vertical. You know, that's some crazy number for somebody 6'5" for that weight.
We're talking Usain Bolt type of mechanics here.
And that I put it all on him.
Yeah.
And what he instilled in me, and I said, man, I love this. And I got addicted to fitness through him. And so you fast forward to today. With everything that we got going on, you know, I put this in God's hands first, because with the environment that we have, you know, people would say it's insane right now to open any business, much less a fitness center. And God gave me an opportunity and blessed me with some fine people that gave me the keys to the door to open up my dream.
But Steve, wouldn't you say that that's what we need in 2020? If terrible lungs or bad health are taking people out, don't you think we are?
No, no. When I mean in this environment, meaning that I do believe we need it. It's done the right way. It's just a perception of it. Right.
Yeah.
It's the perception of just being around people in general. It's just a perception of just being in an enclosed environment.
Absolutely.
And it's just that it's the mindset of the people. And I would say that what makes Conley Fitness good is that it gets rid of the perception, because we do everything that you want from a social distancing and cleanliness and all that standpoint. But at the same time, to your point, you're getting in shape, you're making your lungs healthy, which is one of the biggest things that people are dying for, besides any other precondition that they may have or struggling from.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I have heard of athletes getting COVID. I have yet to hear of one athlete dying from COVID. Have you heard of any athletes
dying? No.
Noel, have you heard? Okay.
I haven't even heard of athletes really get hit hard.
Nobody that has there's only one. Unfortunately, there's only one athlete, since you brought it up. There's only one athlete, and I actually was his his dad was my roommate at Pittsburgh, Jermaine Stevens. That was the kid's name. He was a football player. Unfortunately, he passed away. But I think he was a heavier set kid. He was a football player, but I think he had a pre-existing condition, whether it was asthma or something. You know, I mean, that's the 1%. With that lung. But other than that, I think it should be promoted to work out.
Absolutely.
To protect yourself.
Right. If we have the remedy here, like it's easy. It's really easy, but you know.
What do they keep saying, Dom? Your health is your wealth.
Your health is your wealth, and don't we know it?
And that's so funny. That was our not that I drunk in college, but before we would
of course you didn't.
Before me and my buddies, we would always toast milk, and we would say to health and wealth.
Okay, so what do you have any specials happening now? It's the holiday season. You know, we want to tell the people as much as we can possibly tell them about what's going on at Conley's.
Yes, I do. So the biggest thing is, you know, I have a passion for youth. You know, on top of Conley Fitness, you know, I started a program called Arkansas Hawks Youth Sports. And actually, let me backtrack. My brother actually started Arkansas Hawks basketball, and I started Arkansas Hawks football. And Hawks is an acronym for Hard at Work Kids. And through that, it propels you into, my mindset is really helping youth. And I partnered with Jeb Huckabee, who's also a former Razorback and now and Seattle Seahawk and head of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He's actually teaching a class at Conley Fitness called Strengthening Your Foundation for the Youth. We have our first session, which is about to start again in January, between ages 9 and 10, do a class called Fundamental Movements. And ages 11 and 12 do a class called Building Your Foundation. So both of those classes actually help you not just strengthen you physically, but it helps you mentally, like we talked about, as well as spiritually. And Jeb is doing a great job with that. We also providing yoga classes at the beginning of functionality. You got to do that. Yeah. And my wife is really pushing me to bring back my boot camp class I used to do back in the day. And we have some of the greatest. I ain't gonna say the greatest because we have the greatest personal trainer right next to me, but we have some real good personal trainers as well. So come on out and look at the special. I think you will love the facility. It's very. I hate to use the word comfortable in a workout facility, but you will feel very comfortable. And I would love for you guys to come on and check it out.
Oh, I'm down there. You know I'm down there. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm bringing the cameras.
Please come check it out.
Okay, so where can people find Conley's Fitness on social media?
You can go to we're on Facebook at Conley Fitness as well as Instagram. This is my wife question right now, because my wife and my daughter do all of my other social media. So, but if you go to if you go to my Conley Fitness website, conleyfitness.com, it'll have all my social media links and things of that nature.
So we'll keep it simple.
Go to conleyfitness.com and you'll have any information you need to know about Conley Fitness.
All right, perfect. So we're going to take a quick break, guys. When we come back, we're going to hop into our trending hot topics. All right, guys, we are back. Thank you guys for tuning in to Morning Kiss. So we're going to jump into some hot topics. Our first hot topics today is Tom Cruise loses his you-know-what on the set of production of Mission Impossible 7. Now, according to LoveBScott.com, the 58-year-old actor and Top Gun megastar was reportedly furious that 2 crew members violated COVID-19 safety protocols while they were seen working behind the scenes, and they were standing too close together. So, Tom lost his mind, and, this is crazy to me. Like, we know Tom Cruise for doing some outrageous things, like hopping up and down on Oprah's couch, being so excited, being this insanely, crazy person over Scientology. The list goes on. So Cruise reportedly yelled, "If I see you do it again, you're effing gone. And if anyone in this crew does it, that's it. And you too, and you too, and you. Don't ever effing do it again." So Cruise was heard yelling in a leaked studio clip from The Sun. So, Noel, do you agree with him, or do you think he went overboard?
I guess it's one of those things, you had to be there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound good. The optics of it don't sound good. But, I mean, let's ask Mr. Conley here, because he knows about having to get aggressive to get a point across.
When you're putting your money up, you have a team, right? This is possibly some of his money in production for Mission Impossible 7. When you're that big of an actor, sometimes your money starts to be aligned with the big studios. So do you think he was well within his rights to react that way?
Yes, because of COVID and how it could spread and how it could have shut down the whole production of one and the protocols that they may have had to take and the money lost. If that's the biggest thing, because if they could follow in their protocols, hey, we have to shut down for now it's 10 days, I believe, instead of 14. We got to shut down for 10 days because of these particular. And let's say if one of them was Tom Cruise, well, heck, how you gonna shoot Mission Impossible 7 without Tom Cruise? Man. So if you that's just money spent. People are still getting on set. They might not. You might have a lot of people who are on set who might not physically be working, but because they're there, they're still getting paid.
Absolutely.
So all of a sudden, you got to pay these people X amount of dollars. So I'm sure money was a big part of it.
A lot of money on the line.
A lot of money on the line. And you know what? It's a little different when you're in that ownership seat and you're not just there to sit and collect a check. So I totally agree with that.
Spoken like a true business owner.
Right.
So listen, Hollywood is clearly taking a hit with the box office. I think actors are feeling in the pockets. Like, what do you think? When's the last time you've been to a movie? It's been a while.
I can't even tell you the last movie I saw. Oh, actually, I can't tell you. The last movie I saw in the theaters was Endgame.
Okay. The last movie I saw, I think, was Endgame. Might have been Jumanji, the last one there.
So
right. Yeah, it's been a while, but I don't even have the urge to be like, I can't wait to get back into. No, that is an enclosed space. The seats, the intimacy of everything, the idea around it, not even for free. I mean, I saw a couple months ago where they were making tickets 99 cents, not even for 99 cents. I'm not going.
Wow.
Right. So, do you think you'll be going to the movies anytime soon?
I've always enjoyed going to the movies, but it really has been a minute, and I feel perhaps.
What about a drive-in? Okay. All right. Allegedly, Walmart was trying to, do something with their parking lots and introduce the whole drive-in experience, reintroduce it because, obviously drive-ins have been around for a while. All right. So the NBA launches an investigation against Clippers Jerry West. So according to TMZ Sports, the NBA has launched its own investigation into allegations made against the Clippers and Jerry West in a new lawsuit. TMZ Sports has learned so the allegations are spelled out in a lawsuit filed by Johnny Wilkes, who says that West promised him $2.5 million for helping the Clippers sign superstar free agent Kawhi Leonard in 2019. If the allegations are true, it would be a violation of NBA policy, and West and the Clippers could be subject to league discipline. So I'm going to start with Steve because you have some experience being on the pro level in in those leagues. But I'm sure the NBA is a little bit different from the NFL, but still, they're still both kind of up there in parallel in that respect. So does this happen? Do you think this happens all the time behind the scenes?
Yes, especially in this situation. You got to think about the pressures that's going on in LA. So in LA, it's not that you just, the Clippers and NBA or LA. He's fighting a fight within his own city.
Yeah.
So he's competing with, LeBron and AD and everything that's going on with the Lakers. So you have to match that, especially since they had a little bit of success before Kawhi got there. So how do you keep that success going on when you got LeBron James next door and you're trying to get that first title?
So it's okay to risk it all.
I ain't saying it's okay to risk it all. I can believe it happened.
Okay.
I'm not saying I can. I'm gonna say it like Chris Rock said. I'm not saying you should have did. I'm not saying you should have did it.
Right.
But I understand.
Right. There you go. You have some. Okay. I like that answer. I'm gonna start using that. So, do you guys think Jerry West thought he could get away with it? And if yes, this might not be his first rodeo with recruiting players like this. So what do you think, Sosa?
Anytime something like that comes to the surface,
right,
that's probably not the first time that's happened.
Right.
Usually, I would assume so, that may be a practice that was in place that maybe went under the radar before,
doing a little bit of research, he seemed real comfortable with it. Allegedly, he was just like, he just ghosted him. Imagine somebody promising you $2.5 million. You start calling them once you deliver, and it's just like voicemail, What?
Yeah.
No, sir, I want my money. If this is what you promised me, all right, I delivered on my end. Come on, give me my 2.5.
Hey, we talking about 2.5 million. I'm going to quote my favorite rapper of all time.
Sosa, listen, if you borrow $10 from me, I'm looking for you tomorrow.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm going to quote my favorite rapper, Pimp C. He said, "Man, you going to smell my cologne."
I like that. All right, guys. So Tiffany Haddish is launching. She's set to launch She Ready internship program. According to TMZ, the actress and producer has partnered with Ready to Succeed to launch an internship program that will place foster youth in positions at her She Ready production. So this is pretty cool. These interns get a paid internship, mentorship, packed suitcase with resources that will help them get ready for work. I think this is an amazing idea. You know what? I really love Tiffany Haddish for kind of sticking to her guns when it comes to what she said in the beginning of her career and how she's handling it once she's achieved all these success. Because you'll see a lot of times, when people are real hungry, they can't pay their rent, they don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. Once they've gotten the millions and now they're in Beverly Hills, they're like, I can kind of relax now. That was just a conversation that we were having. That I didn't really mean anything. So do we need to see more people with power and resources reaching back to develop the youth? I'll ask you because I see you doing it.
Yes, definitely. To piggyback off of Tiffany Haddish, her and Common are dating, and the reason why I even bring that up is because I went to high school with Common. Me and Common are good friends, and
I'm like, you spilling some tea, Steve? What's going on? Is this an exclusive?
No. Meaning that he's that type of person, and I think he's a like minds thinking like. I think that's awesome that they're together and she's doing what she's doing. And he's doing what he's doing. I think together they make a great bond to give back.
I think that's amazing. And if we didn't know for sure in the media, like I think Steve just confirmed that Common and Tiffany Haddish are officially dating. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. That's old news. That's old news. He's like, wait a minute, did I say something wrong?
I know I saw on Ellen. Wait a minute.
We need a sound effect, Noel, for it's an exclusive. It's a Morning Kiss exclusive. Listen,
here it is.
Right. Don't you worry. It's been out for a while, and I have been paying attention. And I think they make a cool couple. You know what I mean? I like what he brings to the table. It's kind of like a balance for what she got going on. Mm-hmm. So I love that. All right. So what can we do? So here's my question to you guys. What can we do more of in our society today to prepare misguided individuals and the younger generation to be more successful and realize their passions and potentials?
Wow.
Steve.
I would love to jump on that. I would go back to, we talked about earlier, you have to get with the youth because unfortunately, in Northwest Arkansas, there is a problem, but not nearly as bad as other places where you have broken families. And when the family is broken, a lot of time the kids in the households are the worst from it. If you can have mentors come back into to stand in that gap you never know what can come from it. And I think you have a lot of organizations in Fayetteville, like Yvonne Richards said, the Boys and Girls Club, the Arkansas Hawks, and a lot of other youth programs who stand in that gap for the misguided youth or the youth who don't have the chance like other kids may have. I think that can be a big help.
I agree with that, but we got to pay some bills. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about what we can do in the community, just to give back. And then we're going to get into the word of the day and our final thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning into Morning Kiss. So I just wanted to add to what you were saying, Steve, just as, somebody that has gone through quite a bit in life as a professional athlete and now as a, first generation millennial entrepreneur. I look at the world a little different. I'm in that middle space where I know what it is to walk up to somebody and say, hey, I have this service. What's your name? I'd like to, give you my business. What's your phone number? And here's how much it costs. That is the most terrifying thing for a lot of young people today because they just don't know what that, organic experience is like to interact with another human being. A lot of things are done text-based, and it's a disconnection, really, if you think about it. I can't get to read your facial expression. I don't know if your heart's beating fast and you look nervous. These things are very important when interacting with human beings, and COVID doesn't help it to kind of force us to be removed now. But I think I really want to make a difference. So my personal perspective is mentorship is very important. And I even started a mentorship program. So if you do visit DominiqueBlake.com, there's a space for anybody to go on and receive my time for mentorship because somebody took the time to mentor and nurture me. And it's one of the most important and valuable things that I could ever have in life, So invest in people. Human capital is very important. So mentorship, I really love that, Steve. All right. So today's show, guys, is brought to you by Diamond Training and Rejuvenated Med Spa. You can expect the best treatments aimed at regaining balance, vitality, and well-being, as well as slowing signs of the aging process, all with a consistently extraordinary experience. You can give Rejuvenated Med Spa a call at 479-335-5777. You can also find them at 3959 North Steel Boulevard, Suite 122, right here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Diamond Training, NWA's #1 personal training company. They're virtual, local, and mobile. Rated #1 on Google for amazing customer service and guaranteeing results. Call today for your free session. Telephone number 479-312-0296. Remember to mention DT KISS, special code DT KISS, to get $200 off any package purchase. Or visit them online, dvbdiamondtraining.com. Guys, if you want to advertise your business here on Morning Kiss, send us a DM or on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Don Blake, or call telephone number 479-312-0296, and we'll get you hooked up so you can tell the world why your business or product is so amazing. So we're getting to one of my favorite parts of the show. It is our word of the day. So the word of the day is indict. So I feel like you think you know what it means. I know you've heard indict before. Somebody indict.
I know I start sweating.
Right. So indict, there's another meaning. It means to write, to compose. Did you know that? All right. So
caught me slipping.
To write, to compose. Examples of indict in a sentence. I try to indict a brief message in every Christmas card I send. Another example, my grandfather kept a journal in which he would indict a few thoughts at the end of every day. I love that. I'm gonna really add that one in.
No, I don't have to sweat when I hear that.
Right.
That's much better. I like using it like that better.
Yeah, I prefer that way. All right, guys. So the final message today before we wrap up, show up ready to serve. You guys know I bring a message to you every week just because I think it's important for us to focus on self-development and really reflect on who we are as human beings and have that room, give ourselves that room for growth. So show up ready to serve. No matter what, it's our duty to understand that anything we're experiencing is never just about us. Whether you're a business owner or an athlete on a team, the good times and the hard times are never just about us. It's about us coming together ready to do our part and to serve serve in our lane or our space. Everyone has a role no matter where you go, in the family dynamic, in the workspace, and in any industry you encounter. Service is a part of the cycle that teaches us nobody gets to skip the line. You got to do your part. Without service, there is no experience, there's no pay or appreciation. Being selfless and helping those around us make us better. It creates a web of success and a habit of paying it forward. Somebody invested in you, somebody invested in you. Now it's your turn to invest in somebody else, right? As human beings, we're all products of our environment, and we behave positively because someone took the time to be kind and to nurture us. So let's take a moment to stop, look around, and focus on how we can cultivate the world around us. But first, understand we're all a small part of a bigger picture, and it takes us beginning with understanding that we must show up ready and willing to serve. Right. So as you go through your day today, remember that, keep that in the back of your mind, serve, help somebody out, and understand that everything doesn't have to have a paycheck attached to it, Noel, So
right.
let me help you. Let me gain some experience. I say this all the time. You got these millennials out here. They want to get out of college and start making $5 million right off the break. You can't, ma'am. You can't serve because you don't have the experience. Nobody's going to hire you.
That's right.
So, I just always want to stress that. So that's why I always look for people to mentor, and, interns, come on, we're looking for you guys. So a special thank you to Mr. Noel Sosa, my show producer, and my amazing superstar guest, Mr. Steve Conley. Thank you for being here. You guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning into Morning Kiss right here on Kiss 105.3 FM and on the Stream PPBC app each and every Monday, 9 a.m. Central, to kick off your work week. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can spread the word about the morning's hottest show. Head over to our YouTube channel, Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, and leave us some dope comments, guys. We interact. Once you see that we've hearted it, that means we like it. We want to hear what you guys have to say about these hot topics and just what you think about the show. Also follow us on Instagram at Morning Kiss with Dom Blake. I am your host, Dominique Blake, the voice of NWA. Until next time, I love you and have a great day.